Evil is a real, like that Jimmy Savile guy from the UK.
Man, that guy was some next level. That was next level. And the BBC try to hide that. What?
There's like a sickness that people have when they have power, like extreme power. And then
Joe Rogan, the outspoken comedian and podcast host, has ignited a firestorm by allegedly releasing a list of names tied to Diddy's infamous parties, sparking outrage, curiosity, and a flood of speculation. This isn't just another celebrity scandal, it's a seismic shift in how the public perceives power, privacy, and accountability in the entertainment world. The list, if verified, could upend decades of carefully curated reputations, expose hidden truths, and force a reckoning with the ethics of fame. But what does it mean for the individuals named, the culture of celebrity, and the line between truth and rumor? As the story unfolds, it's clear this isn't just about Diddy or Rogan. It's about the broader conversation around who gets to decide what's public and what's private in an age where the line between the two is constantly blurred. The revelation of this list has already sent shockwaves through social media and entertainment circles, with fans, critics, and insiders reacting with a mix of disbelief, anger, and fascination. At its core, the controversy hinges on a simple yet explosive question. What happens when a public figure, whether through intent or accident, exposes a web of connections that challenge the very foundation of someone else's legacy? For Diddy, a man who has long navigated the murky waters of fame, power, and controversy, this list could serve as both a reckoning and a reckoning. But for the others named, the fallout could be just as dramatic. Some may find themselves thrust into the spotlight for reasons they never anticipated, while others might face the harsh reality of having their lives dissected under the microscope of public scrutiny. The ethical dilemma at the heart of this situation is both complex and immediate. Rogan, known for his unfiltered take on everything from politics to pop culture, has always positioned himself as a truth teller, a voice of the people who isn't afraid to challenge authority or question the status quo. But the act of releasing a list of names, even if it's framed as an expose, raises uncomfortable questions about the...
I always say to myself, like,
it was someone's wedding?
It was Chris Lighty's wedding. It was in Miami. Nori's there. Nori knows this. And I looked at him like, yo... You heard what he just said, right? He's like, yo, certain things they let it go by because it's Puff. Like they would look, like he would say stuff, and it's like he wasn't like in the closet, he was like in the hallway. Now you see so much shit that you go, wait. No, this was visible,
He was in the hallway. We saw the video.
You saw that video. It comes out later. You're like, that's not the closet. That's the hallway. He didn't give a fuck. Like, you could tell that he was already...
Nah, New York is dope. Because when Fab, he was like, yo, Fab, we ain't party. Fab was like, nah, we partying tonight.
He's like, no, like, but he didn't party. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, they let that one go? Like, I had to say something about it later because I was like, oh, it was...
What does it feel like all these years you've been...
Boundaries of that role. Is it ethical for a media personality to share private information, even if it's about someone who has already been under scrutiny? And where does the line blur between accountability and intrusion if the list includes names of individuals who were complicit in illegal or unethical behavior? Then Rogan's actions could be seen as a form of justice, a way to hold people accountable for their actions. But if the information is speculative, unverified, or even fabricated, the consequences could be devastating. The reputations of those named could be irreparably damaged, and the credibility of Rogan himself could be called into question. The tension between the public's right to know and the individual's right to privacy is more than just a legal debate. It's a cultural one. In an era where celebrities are often treated as public figures, their private lives are frequently scrutinized, sometimes with little regard for the consequences. But when the line is drawn between what's private and what's public, the stakes become dangerously high. Diddy, for example, has long been a fixture in the entertainment world, his name synonymous with luxury, influence, and at times controversy. His parties, which have been the subject of rumors and allegations for years, were once seen as a symbol of excess and power. But now, with this list potentially exposing the inner workings of those gatherings, the narrative is shifting. If the names on the list are confirmed, it could force a reckoning with the culture of exclusivity and privilege that has long defined the industry. It could also challenge the idea that fame is a purely personal achievement instead, highlighting the ways in which power and influence are often intertwined. with secrecy and control. For the individuals named, the fallout could be even more personal. Some may have been unaware of their association with Diddy's events, their names dragged into the spotlight for reasons they never intended. Others may have been complicit, their actions now under scrutiny in a way that was never anticipated. The cultural impact of this revelation is profound, as it forces a reckoning with the idea.
It takes you 20 years to remember something happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I go also 10 years, 20 years later, that comes back. And it's like all of Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys.
What you mean?
The laws are the way they are because the
Because
Because of the priests.
priest touching little boys.
Oh.
Why is everyone looking at me, bro? I
That's
just go to church. I just go to church, right? I have nothing to do with this. I have an alibi.
That's why the laws allowing you to go that far back.
Turn away from you right here.
I'm just a Catholic kid. Come on.
You've been dead, dude.
No.
What's the body of Christ taste like?
It's sacrilegious. You can't do that.
He's like, yo, drink my blood.
Yo,
So it is crazy when after 20 years they come out. That shit is foul.
Idea of legacy. In an industry where reputation is everything, the act of being named in a list like this could redefine a person's career, their public image, and even their place in history. For those who were once seen as icons or tastemakers, the association with Diddy could now carry a different weight, one that challenges the narratives they've built over decades. This is not just about punishment or redemption, it's about the way society chooses to remember and reevaluate the people who shape it. But the legal implications of this situation are equally significant. The act of releasing a list of names, even if it's framed as a public service, could have serious consequences. If the information was obtained through legal means, such as court records, public documents, or credible sources, it might be protected under the public's right to know, especially if it relates to criminal behavior. However, if the list was compiled without proper verification, it could open the door to defamation lawsuits, privacy violations, or even criminal charges. The legal gray area here is vast, and it raises questions about the responsibilities of media figures in an age where information spreads faster than ever. Against you with his long-standing platform and influence may find himself in a position where his actions are scrutinized not just for their truthfulness, but for their legality. The broader implications of this story extend beyond the individuals involved. It's a reflection of a culture that has become increasingly obsessed with transparency, accountability, and the power of the public to hold the famous accountable. In an age where social media allows information to spread like wildfire, the line between truth and rumor has never been thinner. This situation highlights the challenges of navigating that landscape, where the pursuit of justice can sometimes come at the cost of privacy, and where the consequences of a single revelation can reshape lives in ways that are both profound and unpredictable. What's clear is that this story isn't just about Diddy or Joe Rogan. It's about the way we, as a society, choose to engage.
having beef.
Oh,
Okay.
So
I can
that's the
see that.
behind the scenes thing that we don't see. It's
Yeah.
one thing when there's like people talking about each other in music,
Yeah.
but there's behind the scenes business deals that a guy is getting involved with on the side, and it's not like you're gonna go public and be like, they tried to stop my vitamin water.
Yo, this deal, and you go, he said that to you, like.
Okay.
Wow.
I get that.
Like they'll speak to your temperament. Like say, you know, if 50's a little crazy, he'll say anything. You see what saying anything did to Kanye.
So they're trying. He's basically trying to scare
yeah,
people out of
out
doing
of
deals
doing
with
it.
you. Interesting. And then M shut it down, and he was like, "Yo, it's got to
I'm
happen."
not. If he's not coming, I'm not coming. And then it changes the whole thing because he really is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Like you know, they can say what they want.
Yeah, no.
But when we go to the stats, the actual numbers.
Numbers
They
don't
know the
lie.
numbers.
He's the
And that was
biggest
before
one.
the days of
And
the bots and all that shit.
There's a, you know, M obviously speaks with you with high praise, but there's a few videos that I see, and everybody talks about funny.
With the people who shape our culture. It's about the power of names, the weight of reputation, and the delicate balance between accountability and intrusion. As the conversation continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the impact of this list will be felt far beyond the entertainment industry, serving as a reminder of the complex and often unpredictable nature of fame, power, and the stories we choose to tell. Joe Rogan has stunned fans by revealing a shocking list of names linked to Diddy's exclusive parties. This explosive revelation has ignited a firestorm of speculation and controversy. What's the truth behind these names? Let's dive into the details and uncover the story behind the scandal. The name Diddy, a moniker synonymous with the music industry's most notorious figures, has long been associated with a culture of excess, power, and influence. For years, his parties have been whispered about in hushed tones, their locations hidden behind unmarked doors, and their guest lists guarded with the fervor of a secret society. These events, often described as a blend of decadence and danger, have become a symbol of the industry's darker undercurrents. For those who have attended, the experience is a mix of luxury and scandal, a place where fame, fortune, and something more converge. But until now, the details have remained elusive, shrouded in secrecy and speculation. That is, until Joe Rogan stepped into the spotlight, dropping a list of names that has since sent shockwaves through the public sphere. The list, which Rogan claims to have obtained through a combination of insider knowledge and personal connections, includes a staggering array of names, celebrities, business moguls, politicians, and even some of the most powerful figures in entertainment. The names are not just of the famous, but of the influential individuals whose presence at these parties has long been the subject of rumors and gossip. Some of these names are household names, their careers built on the foundation of fame and fortune. While others are less well known.
About obviously the album's all the success, but like Eminem specifically talks about your rapping skill a lot.
Yeah.
Is that mean a lot? I'm like,
it does. Like, you know, look, he never left that part of the creativity. Like, he would go back when you don't see him. He's back. He's in his regimen of the studio.
yeah.
And this is why, like, he kind of. They can't. You can be as good as him, but you can't really beat him at that. Because you have to put all your energy there.
And you're just not gonna do it. Once these guys get famous, they leave the studio.
And they go. And the thing that makes him feel good is you heard what I did last night, and it gives him that again. So if that's really what's driving you, it's really tough to be better than. And some of them may have a gift. It may be a God-given talent that they can rap the way we speak, but they don't work as hard as him. It's like Kobe Bryant was outperforming people.
But no less significant in their own right. The sheer breadth of the list suggests that Diddy's influence extends far beyond the music industry, reaching into the corridors of power and the heart of celebrity culture. Rogan's revelation has sparked a wave of reactions, both online and in the media. Some have called it a groundbreaking expose, a long-awaited reckoning for a figure who has spent decades navigating the murky waters of fame and fortune. Others, however, have questioned the credibility of the list, arguing that it is based on unverified information, or that it is being used to tarnish a name that has for years been a fixture in the entertainment world. The debate has been fierce, with critics and supporters alike weighing in on the implications of the list and the motives behind its release. But to understand the significance of this revelation, it is essential to look back at the context in which it emerged. Diddy's parties have always been more than just social gatherings. They are a microcosm of the entertainment industry's most insular and elite circles. These events, often held in private venues or remote locations, have been described as a place where the boundaries between business and pleasure blur, where deals are made, alliances are forged, and reputations are both built and destroyed. For those who have attended, the experience is as much about the exclusivity of the event as it is about the connections made within it. The allure of these parties lies in their exclusivity and the promise of access to a world that is, by definition, closed off to most. For celebrities, it is an opportunity to network with peers, secure lucrative deals, and maintain their place in the industry's hierarchy. For business moguls, it is a chance to forge partnerships and influence the direction of the industry. For politicians, it is a platform to build relationships with powerful figures who may be able to sway public opinion or shape policy. And for the curious, it is a glimpse into a world that, while glamorous, is not without its controversies. Rogan's list, however, has brought a new dimension to the discussion by revealing the names of
harder, conditioning himself to do it. And other than him, I don't think nobody's.
Who's the most talented rapper you've seen? Period. Just talent, natural born.
Maybe Craig G. Like when an artist can freestyle, like without thinking about anything, and it just all falls in line and sing. Sometimes they can end up rapping it's so easy for them that they don't know exactly what to rap about. You see what I'm saying?
Technically, it's good.
And even Eminem, because I remember those freestyles where they would just give him a word and he just has to
go.
You can do that too.
Yeah.
You can go.
But you're right. Sometimes you miss like the connectivity with the music. Like their songs, there's comedy where it might not even be like the most perfect joke, but it makes you feel the thing.
Yes.
And that's better to you.
That it connects.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and look, a lot of times, if there's no truth to it, it's not funny.
Yeah.
It has to have some sort of connection that's grounded in truth, but it's almost a warped perspective.
Those who have participated in these events, he has effectively opened a window into the inner workings of this exclusive world. The names on the list, many of whom are well known for their own scandals or controversies, have raised questions about the nature of these gatherings and the kind of people who are drawn to them. Some have speculated that the parties are not just about networking, but about power, influence, and the maintenance of a certain status quo. Others have suggested that the list is a reflection of the industry's tendency to prioritize connections over ethics, a trend that has long been a point of contention. The reactions to the list have been as varied as the names it contains. For some, it has been a vindication of long-held suspicions that Diddy's parties are a hub for unethical behavior and illicit dealings. For others, it has been a reminder of the dangers of relying on insider information and the potential for misinformation to spread in the absence of concrete evidence. The controversy has also sparked a broader conversation about the role of celebrities in shaping public perception and the ethical responsibilities that come with that influence. Rogan's comments on the matter have been as much a part of the narrative as the list itself. In interviews and on his podcast, he has spoken at length about the importance of transparency and the need for accountability in the entertainment industry. While he has not explicitly endorsed the list, he has emphasized the value of uncovering the truth regardless of the source. Sometimes the truth comes from unexpected places, he has said, and it's up to us to make sure we're not blinded by the hype. This sentiment has resonated with many of his listeners who have seen the list as a catalyst for a much-needed reckoning. However, the list has also been met with skepticism. Critics have pointed out that Rogan, while a popular figure in his own right, is not known for his investigative journalism or his ability to verify the accuracy of the information he shares. This has led to questions about the reliability of the list and whether it is being used as a tool for sensationalism rather than as a genuine...
And pros. Like, apparently he was getting male gigolos to fuck girls.
Fuck girls?
Yeah, that was one of the rumors, like the
Male
freak off. So he would
gigolos.
hire the professional dicks to have sex with the girls. And I think he would watch, allegedly. That's what was alleged, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And that's the other thing, like, I wonder, like, is that just a power thing?
It's a Caligula thing.
What does that mean?
Caligula, like the emperor. Did you ever see that movie, Caligula?
No.
It's about just Roman empires being completely out of control. Caligula is like almost like porn, and it was a movie made, I want to say, in the 70s. It's a crazy movie, but it's just detailing extreme excess where you could never fill the hole.
But what is the hole you need to fill? Like, I'm trying to find, like, what's the
Just
catalyst?
chaos. What year was this? 79. Yeah. That's Malcolm McDowell, right?
Expose, some have suggested that the list is a way to generate buzz and maintain his relevance in a media landscape that is constantly evolving. Others have argued that the sheer volume of names on the list makes it difficult to assess its credibility, as it is unclear whether the information has been corroborated or if it is based on hearsay. Despite these doubts, the list has had a significant impact on public discourse. It has forced people to confront the reality that the entertainment industry is not as transparent as it may seem, and that the connections made in these exclusive spaces can have far-reaching consequences. For those who have been following the industry's developments, the list has provided a new layer of understanding, one that highlights the complex interplay between fame, power, and influence. The implications of the list extend beyond the entertainment industry, touching on broader societal issues. In an era where the line between public and private life is increasingly blurred, the revelation of these names has sparked a conversation about privacy, accountability, and the role of celebrities in shaping public opinion. It has also raised questions about the ethics of sharing such information, particularly when it comes to individuals who may not have been directly involved in any wrongdoing. For many, the list has served as a reminder that the entertainment industry is not immune to the same kinds of ethical dilemmas that plague other sectors. The power dynamics at play in these exclusive spaces are a reflection of the broader power structures that exist in society, and the list has brought these dynamics into sharp focus. It has also highlighted the importance of transparency and the need for a more accountable system one that is less susceptible to the influence of those who seek to maintain their power at all costs. As the debate continues, one thing is clear: the list has sparked a conversation that is unlikely to fade. Whether it is a groundbreaking expose or a piece of sensationalism, its impact on public discourse is undeniable. It has forced people to re-examine their assumptions about the entertainment industry, the role of celebrity.
People can go away.
I mean, that's what people were saying, and maybe everybody's a conspiracy theorist now, but that's what people were saying about the Diddy situation. Like when the feds rolled up, with the fucking Hummers and shit, they're like, it wasn't about Diddy, it was about if there were tapes of powerful people there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
They were the ones that called. They're like, I need to protect myself, so go in there with all the things and rip any tapes or any evidence.
Well, Prince Harry was hanging with Diddy.
I mean, everybody hung with Diddy. That's the other tricky thing. Like, Diddy hung out with everybody. And I've spoken to a bunch of people who are like, yo, great dude, like, always there for you, never asked for a single thing.
Till 1 a.m.
And then freak off.
Everybody says, get out of the house.
Yeah.
It's like the gremlins start eating after midnight. Everybody who tells the stories like, I saw I go upstairs and these dudes are fucking like right on the couch.
Yeah.
And then I go in this room and these guys are fucking, and it's like
Celebrities and the nature of power and influence in the modern world. In the end, the list is more than just a collection of names. It is a symbol of a larger issue, one that touches on the very fabric of society and the way in which power is maintained and challenged. For those who have followed the story, the list is a reminder that the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, has the power to shape the narrative and bring about change. As the conversation continues to evolve, one thing is certain: the story is far from over, and for those who want to stay informed and engaged, there is no better place to do so than by subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on the latest breaking news and exclusive content. And then, the story of a celebrity journalist who recently published a list of names claiming they were involved in a high-profile scandal has sparked a firestorm of debate. At first glance, it seems like a straightforward act of investigative reporting, exposing the wrongdoing, holding power accountable, and keeping the public informed. But beneath the surface lies a far more complex ethical dilemma. The names on that list were not confirmed by any official source, nor were they supported by evidence. Yet the mere act of publishing them has already begun to reshape lives, reputations, and public trust. This is not just a story about one journalist's choices. It's a reflection of a broader crisis in media ethics, where the line between truth and speculation has blurred, and the consequences of misjudgment have become increasingly severe. The central question that has emerged is whether it is ever justifiable to expose unverified names in the name of public interest. On one hand, the media has a duty to investigate and report on matters of public concern, especially when there is a possibility of corruption, abuse of power, or systemic wrongdoing. In the case of a celebrity journalist, their platform often carries immense influence, and their work can shape narratives that affect careers, legal proceedings, and even public perception of entire industries. But on the other hand, the absence of verification raises a
He's like a popular figure in
they're
music.
staying at his house.
No, Diddy's in a tricky situation.
Boy,
Diddy's in a
that's the
tricky
understatement
situation.
of the year.
Yeah, I think it's over.
You think it's over?
I think it's over for him as like a figure in entertainment.
Right. But do you think
Like,
it's over as him as far
going
as
to jail?
like he gets a cell right next to R. Kelly?
I don't think so. I don't think
Really?
he gets locked
I think he
up.
skates.
I think he skates, or he goes to
Really?
like Bali.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a move, huh?
I mean, Russell's out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Is he been formally charged, or does he just know that the shit is out there?
I think there's just so much shit out there.
Bro, I think those rappers did some wild shit.
I mean, it was
Especially in the 90s.
music business. It's a lot of people.
It's not just the music business. It's like, it's the extortion business.
Well, I mean, the rap game was crazy. That's a thing a lot of people don't realize is like, back in the day, especially like early rap game, you weren't just going to play at, what's the random
critical ethical issue. When the truth is uncertain, does the act of publishing become a form of harm in itself? The names on that list were not just labels, they were identities, each carrying the weight of personal and professional lives. To expose them without proof is to risk not only reputations, but also the very foundation of trust that underpins the relationship between the media and its audience. The consequences of this decision ripple far beyond the individuals named. In a world where information spreads faster than ever, The damage caused by unverified claims can be irreversible. A single name on a list can become a permanent stain on someone's reputation, even if the allegations are later proven false. For celebrities, politicians, or public figures, the fallout can be catastrophic. Legal battles may ensue, careers may be ruined, and personal relationships may be irreparably harmed. In some cases, the harm may extend to families or colleagues who are indirectly linked to the accused, even if they had no role. In the alleged wrongdoing, the ethical dilemma, then, is not just about the immediate harm to individuals, but also about the broader societal impact of a media landscape that prioritizes speed over accuracy. This situation also highlights a deeper issue: the erosion of trust in celebrity journalists as credible sources of investigative content. For decades, the celebrity journalist has occupied a unique space in the media landscape. Their access to high-profile figures, their ability to navigate the inner workings of entertainment, politics, and business, and their capacity to humanize complex stories have made them both popular and influential. But as their work has evolved, so too has the public's perception of their reliability. In the past, the credibility of a celebrity journalist often rested on their ability to uncover scandals, predict trends, or provide insider insights. However, the recent incident has cast a shadow over that credibility. If the names they published were not verified, then what does that say about the risk?
Yeah.
I'm not pressing fucking charges.
Well, not only that, you're not the guy who's out there like calling the New York Times, hey, you know what I heard about
By
Diddy?
the way, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're just
Yeah.
like, it's there. I mean,
Yes,
it's not
yes,
just
yes,
there.
yes, yes.
It's everywhere. My fucking news feed is dominated by it.
Yes.
Fox News, CNN,
Yeah.
everyone. There's raids at Diddy's house.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that was running around with a sports bra on? Did you see that one dude?
No, this is in LA.
Oh my God! I gotta send
Wait,
you
while
this.
the
Yeah.
raids are happening?
Yeah. He got caught up in the raid and he was yelling, "I'm a celebrity! I'm a celebrity!" It was like one of the most hilarious clips. Hold on, I'm gonna find you this. It's so funny. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jamie?
But you bring up a good point, which is like, are there ever situations where you feel you won't?
Wait till you see this.
Rigor of their investigative process. What does it say about the standards they hold themselves to? The erosion of trust is not just a reaction to one incident, it is the result of a pattern of behavior that has been growing over time. In an era where the line between journalism and entertainment is increasingly blurred, the public has become more skeptical of the motives behind celebrity journalists' work. Are they reporting the truth, or are they simply chasing clicks, scandals, and sensationalism? The answer to this question has profound implications for the role of media in society. If the public begins to view celebrity journalists as unreliable or biased, then the entire framework of investigative reporting is undermined. The credibility of the media as an institution depends on the trust of its audience, and when that trust is shaken, the consequences are far-reaching. This crisis is further complicated by the fact that celebrity journalists often operate in a space where the stakes are high and the pressure to deliver compelling content is relentless. The demand for exclusives, the need to stay ahead of the competition, and the desire to maintain a reputation for being the first to break a story can create an environment where verification is secondary to publication. In some cases, the pursuit of a story may lead to the sacrifice of ethical standards with the justification that the public has a right to know. But the public's right to know does not absolve the media of their responsibility to ensure that the information they provide is accurate and fair. The balance between these two principles is delicate, and when it is disrupted, the consequences can be severe. The impact of this situation extends beyond the individuals involved and into the broader cultural and political landscape. In an age where misinformation spreads rapidly and the public is increasingly polarized, the role of the media as a gatekeeper of truth has never been more critical. Yet when the media itself is seen as unreliable, the consequences are dire. The public may turn to alternative sources of information, many of which are less transparent, more partisan, or less...
He's wearing a sports bra. Hold on, we're gonna play it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, put your headphones on so you can hear it.
Saucy Santana.
Oh,
Yeah,
saucy.
look at this.
Wearing what appears to be a black sports bra, red tights, and the performer's signature trim beard and long eyelashes.
Yeah, this is Joe. This is Saucy
The music
Santana.
artist was
Yeah, look at him. Look
This
at him.
guy's.
Look at
Oh
him.
wow, saliva on the beard is crazy.
Saliva on
He
the
definitely
beard.
came from a Diddy party.
Yeah. Well, he was at Diddy's house.
I bet he was.
So I guess Diddy just kept people at his houses because he's got
Listen.
multiple houses, and he's just had freak out part. Look at him. Look at Saucy Santana. Go, Saucy.
Yeah. No, Saucy's crazy. Have you
Go,
seen Saucy twerk?
I didn't even know Saucy existed until I saw that video.
Oh, Saucy can throw it down.
This is Booty by Saucy Santana.
I don't even know if it's Diddy's artist, but
Well,
Saucy's
accountable. This creates a dangerous cycle in which the media's credibility is further eroded, and the public becomes more susceptible to misinformation. The recent incident involving the celebrity journalist is a stark reminder of how easily this cycle can be set in motion. At the heart of this issue is the question of responsibility. Who is accountable when unverified information is published? Is it the journalist who made the decision to publish, the editor who approved the story, or the organization that provides the platform for such content? In a world where the media is often held to higher standards than the individuals it covers, the expectation is that journalists must be held to a higher level of accountability. But when the consequences of their actions are so severe, it becomes clear that the traditional frameworks of media ethics may not be sufficient to address the complexities of the modern news landscape. This crisis also raises questions about the role of the audience in shaping media ethics. In the past, the public had a more passive relationship with the media, trusting journalists to provide accurate and unbiased reporting. Today, the audience is more engaged, more skeptical, and more willing to question the motives behind the stories they consume. This shift has created a new dynamic in which the media must navigate not only the demands of their profession, but also the expectations of an informed and critical public. The recent incident involving the celebrity journalist is a reflection of this new reality. The public is no longer content to accept unverified claims at face value, and they are demanding more transparency, more rigor, and more accountability from the media. The implications of this shift are far-reaching. For media organizations, it means that the pressure to maintain credibility is greater than ever. For journalists, it means that the standards of their profession must be re-evaluated to ensure that they are not compromising their ethical obligations in the pursuit of a story. For the public, it means that they must be more discerning in how they consume information, recognizing the difference between verified facts and speculative claims. The recent incident
The Joe Rogan Experience.
So I would imagine if you're the fucking CIA, you're like, okay, we're looking for people who have gone through these things in their life that have curated this kind of like personality type.
Well, isn't it just like part of the gig? Like here's a for instance, like your bit about Puffy.
How you're gonna connect these two fucking dots?
That bit is like, look, you don't have any real personal beef with Diddy, but it's got to go down. The bits are there. I'm a gold miner. I just found some gold.
You're right. Maybe I'm a sociopath.
It's not that you're a sociopath. It's just that that's part of the gig.
Yes.
Like, you're not a sociopath with your friends.
No, I think I'm maybe an empath.
Yes.
But I guess it's one of those things where like you justify, you go, okay, if there's, I think this person might have done something bad.
Yes.
And he can get jokes, and we're all going to tell jokes.
Involving the celebrity journalist is not an isolated event. It is part of a larger conversation about the future of journalism in an age where the line between truth and fiction is increasingly blurred. In the end, the story of the celebrity journalist who published unverified names is a cautionary tale about the dangers of prioritizing speed over accuracy, speculation over verification, and sensationalism over responsibility. It is a reminder that the media's role in society is not just to inform, but to uphold the highest standards of ethical journalism. The erosion of trust in celebrity journalists is not just a problem for the industry. It is a challenge for the entire public discourse. As the media continues to navigate the complexities of the digital age, the need for transparency, accountability, and ethical rigor has never been more urgent. The public, after all, is the one who ultimately holds the power to demand these standards. And it is their responsibility to ensure that the media remains a trusted source of information, rather than a vehicle for speculation and misinformation. For those who are watching this story unfold, it is a call to action. Whether you are a journalist, media organization, or a member of the public, the lessons of this incident are clear. The consequences of unverified information can be devastating, and the responsibility to uphold ethical standards must be taken seriously. The media's role in society is not just to report the news, but to serve as a guardian of truth in an increasingly complex and interconnected world. As we move forward, the challenge is to find a balance between the pursuit of truth and the protection of individual rights, ensuring that the media remains a force for accountability rather than a source of harm. If you've enjoyed this exploration of the ethical dilemmas facing the media today, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth discussions on the intersection of journalism, ethics, and the public interest. Together, we can continue to navigate these complex issues and ensure that the media remains a trusted and responsible institution in the years to come.